All right, it's recording, so hopefully it'll do the whole thing. So I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. We still have people popping on. That's so exciting. Welcome, everybody. I just did a little intro just to explain that. I'm going to go over this stuff for you just so that you can kind of have a better idea of what to do in your first couple of days and weeks so that you don't feel so overwhelmed, because that's not what we want. We just want to give you as many tips as we can to help you get your business going. And we never want you to be overwhelmed. So with that being said, if you haven't yet, grab paper and pen, something to write on, something to write with. That way you can write notes, just jot down little ideas and reminders of what I'm talking about so that you can go back if you have a question. Then you don't have to worry about like, wait, what did she say? Or feel like you have to do all of these things tonight or else you're never going to be successful. That's not. Write down some notes. That way you can always go back to them so you don't feel overwhelmed. Okay. So, first of all, welcome. If you don't know who I am, I did not enroll you. I'm Morgan. I am somehow your upline and your leader. Either I enrolled someone who enrolled you, or I enrolled you myself, or the person who I enrolled someone who enrolled you. So that's kind of how this business works. And being on a team, all that means is just that you have people there to guide you and to help you. So anyway, so I'm super excited about this. Our team is growing like crazy. People are still popping on. This is so exciting. Okay, so the very first thing, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Give me just 1 second because I was going to screen share with you. So let me get this pulled up here where you can see. 1 second. I'm going to stop my music. Okay. So, all right. The very first thing that I want you to do is I want you to, if you haven't already, now if you don't have to do this like right now, but this is one of the things that I want us to do in the next day or tonight. If you have not already, I want you to log into your eSuite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screen share with you and show you what that means. I'm going to break it down super quick. We're going to talk about some, more in-depth stuff. Share screen. All right. So now you should be able to see what I'm seeing, and you should be able to see, hang on, let me put my phone on do not disturb because I'm going to get super distracted. I'm ADD in high definition for those of you who do not know. So I get super distracted very easily. But this is your ItWorks distributor e-office. So it's like your eSuite, your back office. This is where you're going to be able to see absolutely everything that you need to know about this business. It's eSuite.myitworks.com. If you have not logged in already, you're going to want to do that. And if you log in for the very first time, it's always with your distributor ID, which you see right there is mine, and then your password. So log in, and the very first thing that you're going to see pop up if you've never logged in before is you're going to see right here in this big area, you're going to see a tax form. You're going to want to fill that tax form out, and as soon as you do, you're going to be off of commission hold, which means that now you're able to get paid as soon as you start building up your team. That's what we want you to do because obviously you're doing this money to make an extra income. So fill out that tax form, and it takes 2 seconds. So then the next thing that I want you to do is I want you to get familiar with some of the reports and stuff that I go to regularly to just kind of see what's going on with my team. And as your team continues to grow and build, these are going to be more and more important. So the first thing you see up here at the top, you see lots of options. This one is reports. That's what you're going to click. And then you're going to go to Organization Explorer is a really good one. And what that does right here, and I'm not going to click it because I don't want you to see any names. I don't want you to see any volumes or anything like that. But this Organization Explorer right here, that is where you're going to go to if you ever have, if you're looking for someone's ID number, if you just signed up a loyal customer, or if you signed up, a customer and they're like, what's my ID number? And you don't have your email handy, it's going to be in that email that you get. But it's going to be in your Organization Explorer too. Go into your Organization Explorer. You're going to be able to see if you are commissions qualified. You're going to be able to see your volumes, your total group volume, your personal volume, and we'll talk about what those mean in a sec. But you're going to be able to see all of that in your Organization Explorer. When I log into my eSuite, this is kind of my go-to right here. It's this Organization Explorer. So if I need to see anything, it's probably going to be in there. The next one that I want you to know is Tree Viewer. Okay, when you go to Tree Viewer, you can see all of your loyal customers. you can see once you get distributors and team members, you'll be able to see all of their names. And again, I don't want to click on this for you to see any names, but just for other people's confidential reasons. But you'll see a list of names. They're your loyal customers. And then you will see distributors. And your distributors will have a little blue arrow next to their name. And if you want to see what distributors are placed under which distributors, then you'll be able to see that by clicking that blue arrow, and you'll see all their customers and their distributors, and then click their distributors to see those people's distributors and on down the line, okay? And once you start building your team, you'll see what I'm saying. But that's how you see that. What I use TreeViewer for is just to look at volumes, to see whose auto shipments are running, to make sure that everyone's going to be set up with their auto shipment to be commissions qualified, things like that. That's all on TreeViewer. Another one that's super important, obviously, is personally enrolled team. And again, I've signed up customers in the last couple of hours that I have not moved yet. So I don't want to click this again because I don't want you to see volumes or anything like that. But you can go here. So for example, I just signed up a customer. So what I'm going to do, did their order go through, to make sure that they signed up as a loyal customer, all of those things, I'm going to click personally enrolled team. There, I will see highlighted in green across the screen. It'll just have their name. And on the bottom left, it'll say active loyal customer. Their volume, so let's say she just literally signed up as we're starting this Zoom. Okay, this girl did. So if I clicked personally enrolled team, it would show you 0 for her auto shipment volume. It would show her 0. It would say that she has no auto shipment set up and all of these things, just because it has not loaded yet. Okay, so if you see that, don't freak out automatically, because I know, especially whenever we first join, we're like, I got a customer, and you're 2 seconds later, and you're looking on there, and you're they don't have an auto shipment set up, and you're everyone, they didn't set up an auto shipment, but they did, and it's just got to load. So just give it a couple of minutes, and you'll be able to see their auto shipment volume. You'll be able to see everything like that. But if you want to be sure that they did sign up as a loyal customer right away instead of a retail customer or something like that, it'll say it under their name in really small little gray letters. Say active loyal customer. Then you're good to go. You know that they did it right, and the system just needs to update. If you want to move a customer or move a distributor in somewhere else in your downline, either to a distributor that you signed up to get them fast start qualified or something like that, you're going to do that in your personally enrolled team spot. My dog keeps whimpering at the door, so I may have to put her in her kennel, but because I don't want her to use the bathroom on the floor, and I cannot take her out right now. But I just took her out, so she'll be fine. No, let's stop. Dog mom probs. She's so cute though. Okay, so personally enrolled team. Okay, the next thing I want you to see is the document library. So if you've not been to the document library, we're going to go ahead and click that. You're going to want to just kind of browse around in there. Honestly, I'm not one of those people who goes through and looks at every single section and reads them all. That's just not who I am. I'm money, let's get this, let's get our 4 customers. I don't know what any of this is. That's more my style, but I do want y'all to see in here, there's lots of different information about training and business building. Talking about how to use the memory jogger. That's a really good one. Talks about how to use the eSuite right here. Let me see if I can help. This right here tells you how to use the eSuite. You can look at promotions, and then you'll be able to see all this information about if we ever have a BOGO wrap deal or the go bonuses, and you're really wanting to know more information about that. That's all going to be in here. And then you can see marketing materials, policies and procedures, product information. Guys, this is really great, especially if you're just starting and you're okay, I don't really know that much about New You. Let me go click this really fast, and I'm going to learn more about New You. Give me just 1 second. Come here, baby. Come here. Come here. Let's get your squirrel. Come here. You want a treat? Okay, sorry. All right. So anyways, there's tons of different stuff on here. You'll be able, well, that's a good one too, events. And then I was trying to put commissions. You'll be able to see, like, if you're like, well, what's, like, how do I find out, like, how much I'm getting paid and, like, percentages of stuff? I'm going to tell you right now, don't come to me and ask me because I do not know. I'll tell you if I knew. Don't know. All I know is that you sign up customers, you sign up distributors, you get paid. That's all I know. So, I mean, I know a little bit more than that now, but anyway, so don't feel like you have to know everything. I would much rather you start working and just learn along the way instead of trying to find out everything for yourself, like, all the first week, because then it's going to be super overwhelming and you're going to spend so much time trying to learn all the ins and outs of the business and instead of growing your business. You know what I'm saying? So I would much rather you just be ignorance on fire, learn a little bit here and there, but not focus so much on that. So these are good places to go if you ever have some extra downtime or just if you have a specific question. Those are really good places to look. All right, let's see. Okay, then that was it. Okay, and then actually, one second. Okay, now we're getting into stuff I can't read. This is all different languages. Here it is. Okay, right here. This is what I was looking for, the charting sheet. So this is a Ruby chart. See if it'll, there we go. I wasn't sure if it would work because my computer is out of storage. So you need to go to your document library and print this Ruby chart off. So I'll show you again where that is. Let me see. One second. Okay, so again, it's under your document library, okay? Then you go down to training and business building right here, scroll all the way down past all the French and Spanish, and then you will see the charting sheet, Ruby, right there. So go ahead and print that off. That way, because that's your goal. That's your very first goal, and I'll explain why later. I'll explain how to get there later on, but I want you to print out a Ruby chart whenever we get off the Zoom, or if you're like me and you have not had ink in your printer for 2 years, you can draw a Ruby chart, or I usually just go to like Staples or something and just go print them off, which I should just go get an ink cartridge, but whatever. I haven't yet. So feel free to write it out, draw it out, print it out, however you want to do it, get a Ruby chart. All right, so the next thing, I'm going to stop screen sharing. Okay, perfect. So the next thing I want you to do is to write down the names of these apps that I'm about to tell you, and I want you to go ahead and download them. They should all be free. Well, I know that they're all free, but you should be able to find all of them. And they are the Wrap app, and the Wrap app is, and you could probably type in ItWorks Wrap app, but it is going to have like a timer on there. So if you ever go to Wrap, or when you go to Wrap, because we're using these products because we want to be a product of the product, when we go on to Wrap, you can go and click on there and it'll have a timer for you for 45 minutes or however long you want to wear it. And then it'll go off. And so you can do all that on the Wrap app. You can actually take pictures with the Wrap app and put the side-by-side pictures. It's already got like a template for that. And then it'll tell you, you know, how many, like how long it was, and you can fill out all that information on the Wrap app. So that's a really good one. Download the Wired app. If you go to that, obviously, well, I don't really know what just happened. I don't even know. I think I had like a seizure. But go down to the Wired app. What it's going to do, because all of you are eligible for the $10,000 Go bonus or the Go Fast bonus. So you're going to click on this, and then up here, or down here actually, let's see if you can see this. You're going to click on the Go Fast, the Go bonus, and then up at the top, you'll see the trophy up there, and then it'll tell you how many days you have left to get certain bonuses. So it'll tell you if you achieved any of them. It'll tell you, in progress for your next one. The next one that I have to achieve is by May 31st. So it'll tell you those things so that you can keep track of when you have to reach certain ranks for these specific bonuses, because it's kind of confusing. So that helps a lot. And then let's see. The next one is the pay app. So all of you are brand new, so you're probably looking on your eSuite right now, and if you joined this month, you're automatically commissions qualified for this month, okay? So you don't have to worry about, your auto shipment running. It needs to be set up, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But if your auto shipment is set up, or whenever it runs or whatever, you're going to be commissions qualified, and you were going to want to get paid. So whatever month, so you get paid on this month for last month. So if you joined on May 1st, you're not going to get paid on May 15th because you weren't in the business in April, and we're getting paid on May 15th for the month of April. So if you joined in April, okay, you've never gotten a paycheck before, on May 8th or sometimes May 7th, May 6th, whatever, you'll be able to see a glimpse of your paycheck. So you'll see a preliminary check. Preliminary commissions is what they're called. And then whenever you get that, as soon as you see that, maybe like that day or like later on that week, you're going to get an email that's going to show you how to set up your ItWorks pay portal. You're going to click on a link. You're going to set it up to your bank account or get a ItWorks prepaid card. I would recommend the bank account because prepaid cards I've heard have issues, but set up your bank account. You can do all that through the Wired app too, I believe. I've actually never downloaded not the Wired app, the Pay app. I don't have that downloaded because I do all my stuff through just direct deposit, so I don't really need it. But then another one is the ItWorks app, and I'll show you what that one looks like. One sec. So this is the Wrap app up here. This is the ItWorks app, and this one you can click on and go to it, and you can actually click right here, and you can see your dashboard. So if you click your dashboard, you're going to be able to see, I don't want to show you, but you can see your personal volume, your group volume, your loyal customer count, and your distributor count for your whole entire downline for active customers and distributors. You can also see what rank you're currently paid at and what rank you were previously paid at. You can see if you have any wrap rewards, which you get those for every 2 customers that you sign up. We'll talk about that later. You can see if your commissions qualified, fast start qualified. You can see all that in the ItWorks app. So those are 4 that you should download. If you got lost because I've got the names mixed up, one more time, they are the Wrap app, the Wired app, the ItWorks Pay app. They also have a website. That's honestly just what I go to, but if you want to download the Pay app, that's fine. And then the ItWorks app, the one that I just showed you. So you'll be able to find all of those in the App Store. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is the auto shipment and the importance of an auto shipment. So, auto shipments. You get commissions qualified when you run an 80 BV or more auto shipment. There is another option. So, do you have to run an 80 BV auto shipment? Technically, no, because you can rely on that 150 personal volume. So, it's called PBV. So, what that stands for is personal business volume. All that means is that your customer sales that you have kept to yourself, your customer sales, not anyone in your downline, not any customers that you've moved, but just your personal customers, their volume equals 150. Now here is why you run an auto shipment instead of using the 150. Okay, a couple of reasons. One, the 80 BV auto shipment ensures that you get commissions qualified every single month. The 150 volume, that's very, very that's like unsure, because what if you were at like 160, okay? And then someone says, you know what, I want to return my greens on the very last day of the month. And they're like, I want to return my greens. Like, I don't really want to use them anymore or something like that. Well, that's 30 BV. So you were at 160 and they returned their greens. You're back down to 130. So that's not commissions qualified because you've got to be at 150. And I have seen someone promote from executive, and they double promoted from executive to Ruby and Ruby to Emerald in the same month, and someone returned a product. They lost their whole entire commissions check for that month because they dropped below 150 and weren't running an auto shipment. So I don't say that to scare you. I don't say that to like threaten you to run an auto shipment. I'm just showing you the importance because that honestly is very true. Like, that very well could happen to any of us. So we just want to be very safe, and the safest way to get paid in this business is to run an auto shipment. But The other reason is because you want to be a product of the product. If someone came to you and they were like, hey, you should use this mascara, and you're like, okay, like, what does it do for you? Like, well, I don't use it. I actually buy some stuff from Ulta, but you should buy this mascara from me. Would you buy that mascara from them? Like, would you take them seriously at all? Like, I wouldn't. I probably would be like, okay, well, then it's obviously not that great if you don't even use it. Same thing with us. You've got to be a product of the product. And honestly, I'm a top loyal customer enroller every single month, because when people ask me, does this stuff really work? I'll say, here are my before and afters, you tell me. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. You know, like, they believe that these products really work because I'm a testimony of that. Obviously, if you just join this business, don't feel like you have to have all of the products, like you have to try everything before you can be successful. You don't have to try everything to be a top enroller, but let me tell you, it helps. You know, like, as you're using these products, you just joined this business. No one is going to expect you to have already used every single product that we have. Like, that's unreasonable. I mean, if you've been a customer for a really long time, maybe, but nobody's going to expect you to have used every single thing. So, you know me. Use me, because I have tried the greens. I know what they taste like. I've tried the shake. I know what it tastes like. I've tried the vitamins, the multivitamins. I've tried literally everything except for Estro Rhythm, because I'm not in menopause. But otherwise, I've tried literally every product. So if you have a question about what it tastes like, what it does, what are your results, like, what is the system, like, all that stuff, I know. So ask me, use me. And say, you know, my friend Morgan, she tried the cleanse and she said it tastes like blueberry Sprite. It's like the weirdest flavor ever, but it tastes really good. But anyway, so if you don't know that stuff, that's okay, but it's not okay to be in this business for 6 months and have never tried a product, or a year and have only tried one thing. You know, like, you want to be able to use more products because people are going to take you more seriously. All right, so the next reason is because you are going to be able to make cash from your auto shipment. I joined this business whenever I was in college. I was 20 years old. I joined this business for $100 a month for gas money. I had no high expectations for myself in this business whatsoever. I found this business on Instagram. I actually saw a girl. Her name is Savannah, but we weren't even friends. Like, I was following her on Instagram, but we weren't friends. I just had met her once at youth group whenever I was in youth group, like high school. And her cousin went to our youth group regularly. And she just happened to come with her one night on Bring a Friend night. And we met and we became Facebook friends. Somehow I followed her on Instagram. I don't really know how. She started posting belly pictures almost every day. And I was like, what is this? Me, being insecure, wanting to lose weight, I looked at those before and afters and I was like, there's no way that stuff works. And then I saw it again and I was like, that's Photoshopped. And then I saw it again and I was like, okay, but what if this thing does work? Because if it does, like, I am in. And so I saw her pictures over and over and over again. By the way, she was consistent. That's why I joined her. That's why I was a customer. That's why I became a team member, because she was consistent. If I had only just seen that one post, I would have said, that stuff doesn't work. But then I saw it again and I was like, no way. And I saw it a third time and I was like, all right, what is this? So I talked to her. Then she followed up with me and I ignored her. Then she asked me again. And so I finally said yes, because she was consistent, to be consistent. But anyway, so I found the wraps. I got a whole box. I was a loyal customer and used my first wrap, did it completely wrong. I won't even tell you like why I did it wrong, because it's just like literally I was a big dummy. I used it completely wrong. The second one, I didn't see results. The third one, I cried when I saw my results, because I was blown away by how amazing my stomach looked. I was so excited about the way that I looked and the way that I felt about myself changed. So I was obsessed after my third wrap, which is why we always say 1 wrap is a treat, 4 is a full treatment. We always recommend that everyone tries a full treatment of 4 wraps to see their full results, because 1 wrap is just a sample. It's just a sample of what your results are going to be. But most people, 9 out of 10 people, do see results with their first wrap. So these wraps do work on their own, but we always recommend a full treatment, just like you would do with the gym. You won't just go once, you're going to go multiple times to see the best result. So anyway, so I was a broke college student, joined for $100 a month for gas money, because I was commuting back and forth to school, didn't even have the income to be able to do that. And I did not have the money for an auto shipment, but I have always ran an auto shipment because I want to use the products for myself, which is exactly how I've been able to use every single product now. I genuinely love these products. Like, I literally love them. And you will too, because you're going to find 1, 2, 3 products that you like cling to, that you like absolutely love, and then you're going to try the other ones. You're like, these are amazing, like these really work, but you're going to have a couple that just change your life, and that's what's going to make you excited about this business. So that's what's going to keep you motivated, keep you inspired, and you want to help people feel the way that you do. So where was I going with that? Wraps. Because I did not have the money to order an auto shipment, right? So what I did was I got a box of wraps in my auto shipment, and then I got a product for myself to try. So I would get the wraps and the hair, skin, and nails. My hair, people noticed how different my hair looked. If y'all knew me before, literally my hair was this short, brittle, like you could literally just like see through it. Like you could like stand on one side of my hair and like see people through my hair. It was that thin and that like brittle and just like fried. And I did coconut oil treatments, biotin, prenatals, horse shampoo to try to grow my hair out, and nothing worked until I used hair, skin, and nails. I was the biggest skeptic because everything I had tried was a waste of money. And when I found out that hair, skin, and nails worked, it grew my bangs out from like here, just like swooshy bangs or whatever, swoop bangs, down to like they're literally the size, I mean, however long my hair is now. Like they grew them out in 3 weeks whenever I was a customer. Obsessed with hair, skin, and nails. So I was able to try a product for myself. People were seeing my results. I was excited about these products. And because I had ordered a box of wraps, I was making my money back plus the money I was spending for my website, which was $20 a month. So I was spending about $80 for my auto shipment. Had an 80 BB auto shipment set up, and I was making $100 every single time because I was selling 4 wraps, and I was selling those to people who went to church with me. I was having wrap parties, which we'll talk about later. I was talking to people whenever I was at the store. I was talking to people, and guys, people who are scared to talk to people because you're like, well, I can't sell wraps because I don't really know that many people, or like, well, nobody really wants to buy them. Guys, everyone wants wraps. Go to the beach and take a box of wraps with you, and you'll sell them in 10 minutes because people want to be tightened, toned, and firmed, and no one has ever heard of a product like this. And a lot of times if they have heard of it works and they have heard of the wraps, they've never actually tried it and put it on. So put the wrap on people. That's how you're going to start getting your first 4 customers. That's why they give you 4 wraps in your box, because not only will you make your money right back, but that's your first 4 customers right there. You wrap 4 people. Every single one wants to see their full results. You're like, hey, here's your wrap. Here's your results. And these are a sample of what you're going to do. So let's go ahead and order your box of wraps. You can actually do a full treatment, and then you're going to be able to see your full results. By the way, we have a thing called defining gel. It's a sister product to our wraps. You're going to use it in between the wrap days, and you're going to be able to see continued results over the next 3 days, and you're going to see even better results when you use the defining gel so that it can tighten and firm. It's like a lotion that you can use every single day. You're going to sell the wraps and the defining gel. That's how you get into the 400 club. That's how you get 400 group volume. So this company was well thought out. The way that they have us start our businesses was well thought out. So trust the process and just talk to people. Don't assume that people aren't going to be interested in this. Don't assume who will want this and who won't, because I did that at the very beginning. I was like, I'm not going to talk to this person. I won't talk to this person. I'll block this person from seeing all of my posts because they'll never want it. And they were some of the first people who came to me and wanted to become my customers. People I never, ever thought would be my customers were my very first ones. So don't count anybody out. You can make money by running your auto shipment. You can make that cash back. So don't let the auto shipment scare you. Let it be exciting for you so you can try products, get the wrap on people. That's how you're going to get your 4 customers every single month. And it never has to come out of your pocket. So if you've not set up your auto shipment, go ahead and do that tonight after we get off the Zoom. If you need help doing that, contact the person who enrolled you, and they will help you set that up. The next thing is set up a launch party. Now, this is going to sound so, I'm ADD. Does anybody watch The Office? Yes or no? Nobody that has their camera on watches The Office. Maybe some of y'all do. There's a thing that they were doing one time called the launch party, but then they wrote it wrong and they said lanch party. So I was just thinking about that whenever I said launch party. Anyways, if y'all don't watch The Office, y'all are gonna be like, what? She's weird. But if you do watch The Office, you're gonna think that's really funny. But okay, so anyways, set up your launch party. So that's gonna sound probably super scary to y'all, and you're like, oh my gosh, a party. I cannot do a party. I was working 65 hours a week and going to school full time. I was working a full-time job and a part-time job on top of going to school to be a sign language interpreter, which is literally like having internships for 2 straight years, summers included. I never had summers off. I was taking 16 hours in the summer. The whole entire year was consumed by doing that. And so if I had time to do it, I promise you have time to do it. Even if you have an hour on a Saturday or a Friday or a Thursday or Tuesday, it doesn't matter when you do it. Just grab a couple of people and say, hey, come over to my house. You can leave your wallet at home if you want to, or you can bring your wallet and leave smaller. And then you can wrap while you're there. And they're going to leave the party smaller because they're going to have wrapped. And then you're going to make an extra, wrap cash. And you're going to get your party, those people at your party are going to get them signed up as a customer or distributor. I had my first wrap party. I didn't know that it was optional. Okay, so don't think of it as optional. Do a wrap party. I'm telling you, it's so, so important. I joined this business, and honestly, the person who enrolled me has been a blessing in the fact that they have allowed me to learn a lot on my own, is how I will put that, because I've had to learn a lot on my own, and it's been a blessing, but it was really hard at first. And I literally just looked up YouTube videos, and I was looking at, like YouTube videos of wrap parties. Like I just Googled it I YouTube searched it and found a video from a girl named Lori Conway, and she has a really, really good wrap party video. And then there's one by Ashley Olive. So if y'all go and just YouTube this, it'll probably be like the first two that pop up because I've watched them so much. So I've like boosted them up to the top. But those are really good videos to watch. They kind of show you like how to invite people, what to say at those parties. They really break it down and make it so simple for you. Because I was like, oh my gosh, like a wrap party. Like I'm thinking of like all these parties that my mom used to have whenever I was a kid and have all these people over, and they brought like, like a U-Haul with a table and tablecloths and all of their inventory and their kids and their refrigerator, and like they came into the house. They're like, here, we're going to be here for 7 hours. See ya. Like, no, that's not how we are at all. Bring wraps. Grab some water, from the sink, and that's all you need to have a wrap party. And honestly, guys, you don't even need to have wraps. All you need is a cell phone. Why? Because you can take your cell phone and show them your whole entire website for all the products that you need or that you have, and show them, be like, all right, so here's the greens right here. This is what they do. You don't have to even have your starter kit. Go ahead and have a party. If you haven't seen yet on the Dare to be Diamond page, there is an incentive that we're doing this month. And if you have a wrap party, you get a heck of a lot of points for the drawing that we're going to do for 2 Visa $200 gift cards. So have a wrap party with 5 or more people. Grab a friend and say, hey, best friend, thank you so much for supporting me in everything that I do. Grab 4 friends. Please bring them over to my house. If you can bring 4 people, I'll tell you a little bit about the products. If you have products, let them sample your greens. Let them sample the shake. Let them buy wraps. But if you don't, that's okay. Don't let that stop you. If you do have products, be like, hey, come over, like we'll do samples. I'll show you some stuff. And if you bring 4 people over to my house, I'll wrap you for free. Whether it's that day or whether it's when you get your kit, it doesn't matter. You're going to wrap them for free either then or later. And then you can call it a wine and sample party. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but get people there. And I normally don't call it a wrap party. I normally call it a wine and sample party, or a wine tasting, and like have like 4 different bottles of wine, and like, by the way, while you're here, here's a product catalog, and here's all the products that I have to keep you healthy. Or talk to them about it on your phone. And so set up your launch party. You can either set a date for it and invite people, do it on Facebook, text people, grab a friend, just ask them to bring people over. However you want to do it, guys, it's not complicated. So honestly, I did it completely by myself, and it was totally fine. I had our party pad, which I have right here. I'll show you what that is. If you don't have your kit yet, you may not know what that is. So this is a party pad. This is an old one, I think. I don't think they look like this anymore, but see this notes section right here? In the document library on the eSuite that I just showed you, they have party pad notes. I printed them suckers out and cut them and pasted them to here, highlighted them, wrote notes on the side of them, and I showed them. I was like, okay, so here is the wrap. Here's how you put it on. You see results, blah, blah. And I was like, by the way, I have my notes down here at the bottom. I just started this business 2 weeks ago. I don't know a whole lot about this business yet. I'm still learning. So I hope that it's okay that I have my notes at the bottom just so I can kind of read off of them and so that I can keep my train of thought. Is that okay? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, okay, just so you know. Anyways, and like I kept flipping. What did that make them think? Oh, this girl's dumb. No, it made them think, I can do that. Like, I can read notes off of a little booklet thing that I get for free for joining this business, and make it duplicable so that people look at that and they're like, I can do that. If you sit up there and you're like, all right, so here is the wrap. And you're just super, I don't know, just be yourself, be excited, tell them, hey, I have these notes. Is that okay? So don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it to where they feel like they can never do that. Okay, next thing is your 100s list. If you are my personally enrolled distributor, hopefully everyone has done this with you, no matter who enrolled you, but if I enrolled you, you definitely have already done this. If we've gotten there, you have created a list of 30 to 40 people, right? So that is what we call our 100s list. Now, instead of the day that you signed up, I said, go write down 100 names. To not overwhelm you, we started with 30 or 40. So what you're going to do is you're going to grow that list to 100 people, and then you're going to keep growing it even after that. So I don't know why we call it a 100s list. It should just be a list because it's a list of a lot of people. Anybody who you have talked to, anybody who you want to talk to, anybody that you've added on Facebook that you really think will be really great at this business or who could use these products. Or dream team people, people that you know from high school who you know would be so good at this, write their name down. There's a memory jogger that I was showing you all in the document library. You can use that. There's an acronym that I like to use called FRANK. So FRANK, and it's friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, and kids. And the kids one is obviously you're not going to go talk to kids about wraps, but you're going to think about the kids that you know in your life from church or that you babysit or your friends' kids. And that's going to jog your memory to think of people who you know. So for me, it was kids from, I used to work as a kindergarten teacher in an after-school program. So it was kids, okay, their parents. I could go talk to their parents. And some of them have become customers because I've gone and asked them about it, okay? So these are going to be people who you approach and you ask them, hey, are you interested in, trying out the greens, the wraps, or the Confianza stress relief for me? I would love to have you as a product tester. I'll get my 40% off discount, and you'd really help me out whenever I'm launching my business. I just started this business, and I would love your support. Something like that. I don't know. And write down the list of your 100 people or however many people. Just keep growing that list because that's what's going to keep you messaging people, talking to people, because we can post all day long, but guys, posting is not asking. You have to still talk to people and ask them if they're interested. So many times I will message someone and I'm like, hey, would you be interested in using the hair, skin, and nails? And they're like, I've actually been following your page for forever and I wanted to reach out to you, but I just never have. So I would have never signed them up and been able to help them if I had not said anything to them. Just like us, right? You go on Instagram and you're like, oh, that swimsuit's really cute. But do you take the extra time to go and click shop and then go on the website and then browse and then go to checkout and then all that stuff? Probably not. And sometimes you may go and click a link and then browse it, but you're probably not going to go through all of the steps and just order it right then, right? Or if it's someone that's a regular person, not necessarily a website, but just a person and they're selling, bracelets or headbands, little whatever. I used to buy those from this girl. And, you may go and look at her page and be like, that's so cute. I really want to get those. And then you click back and you start scrolling again. Why don't we ever contact them? We don't know. But if that girl selling those headbands messaged you and said, hey, I would love for you to use these headbands. I have a deal going on right now where you can get, 40% off these headbands. Would you be interested in ordering? Would you message her back and say yes? Yes. because you've been looking at them, you've wanted to order them, you know, or maybe you've never seen her headbands, but she messages you and then you go and click on her page and you're like, oh my gosh, those are the cutest things ever. I'm so glad she said something. I didn't even realize I was following this girl. That's why we reach out to people, okay? That's why we message them first. Okay, so if you haven't yet, which I think most of you have, but go ahead and make a post announcing that you've joined this business. You want to tell people that you've joined ItWorks Global. What I usually like to do and have my distributors do is get a picture, a high quality selfie of yourself, well, selfie of yourself, obviously, or a picture of your family, or however you want to do it, just a really good quality, crisp, bright picture. And post that and just say, you know, hey guys, I'm so excited to announce I've joined a company called ItWorks Global. Here's why. And tell them why you joined. You can make it as long or as short as you want to, but be specific. Don't just say I joined this business for extra money. Say, for me, it would have been, I joined this business for an extra $100 a month for gas money because I literally cannot afford to commute back and forth to school. It's expensive, and it was a 45-minute commute 2 times a week, both ways. So it was a lot of driving. It was a lot of gas money. I remember, you know, having to go to the gas pump and swipe my card, and I would have to put it in as credit and type in my zip code, because if I put it in as credit, it would only take out $1 from my account versus the $5 that I was putting into my car. So I didn't even put like I don't know, $10. I could not afford to do that. I put in $5 and I sent it as credit. That way it would wait until the following day after 2:00 to run through my bank card, whatever. And that would give my, you know, job time to have paid me by then, so that I wouldn't have to overdraft on my account, because that's $35 I didn't have to pay for overdraft fees. And I'd already used up all of my, hey, I'm sorry I overdrafted, I forgot to move money thing. So they were going to charge me my overdraft fee. Like, I didn't have the option to not get overdrafted anymore. I remember that. That's why I joined this business, guys. Like, it was a struggle. And now you see the difference in before I joined and now, but a lot of you don't know the struggle that I used to have. And so this business has really changed that for me. So what I would do is be very specific and tell them why I joined this business. And when they hear that, even if they don't really know about ItWorks, even if they're like, I don't really think that that's like cool, like, I don't know, like whatever, like, even though I think that that's weird, they're going to see the reason why you joined, and they're going to be all for that. You know, like, even though if they're thinking like, I probably will never buy that stuff, which they probably end up buying that stuff, because I've had those people. But if they're like, I'm probably not going to buy it, but that's really good for her, like, you go girl, like, you do that. They're going to be supportive of that. So announce and tell them that you've done it. Let's see. Okay. So practically, your very first goal is to get 4 customers in your first 30 days. So a lot of you have already done that. So awesome. If you have, that's insane. That's absolutely crazy. But your first goal is to get 4 loyal customers. Why? First of all, does everyone know what a loyal customer is? Okay, I'll just explain it just in case. A loyal customer is just someone who orders a product, any product, for 3 months in a row. So if they order this month, it would be May, June, and July. And then they get your 40% off discount, and they earn 10% back on every order that they purchase in the form of perks points. So they can use that on separate orders to get free or discounted products, right? So we take really good care of our loyal customers, guys. And I usually like to call it the 90-day challenge, because that just seems less scary for people. It's the exact same thing as a loyal customer, but when you hear loyal customer, people automatically assume, well, what do I have to pay to be a loyal customer? And then how much of products do I have to get every single month, and for how long? And like, do I start getting the discount right away, or do I have to like order for 16 months before I get the discount? Like, 90-day challenge is a lot less scary, okay? But it's the same thing. So for you, I'm going to call it a loyal customer. So get 4 of those people, and after those 3 months, then they can turn off their orders. They can stop getting orders from you, and then just order as they want to. So if in 10 years they want to order a box of wraps, they can still log into that customer account and get those wraps for a discounted price of $59 for 4 instead of $99. Okay. So that price will never go up for them. And people always ask, like, what happens after the 90-day challenge? I'm like, you can continue your orders and get 6. On that 6th order, you're going to get $50 in free product credit and like shopping sprees. And on that 12th month, you're going to get $150 in free shopping sprees. But if you choose to cancel after the 90 days, that's completely fine. You won't be charged any fees, and you'll actually still remain a loyal customer for life. You can get my discount anytime you want to order a product, just as needed. When you get your first 2, you become Fast Start qualified, okay? So what is Fast Start qualified? That means that you are now eligible to get Fast Start bonuses. They're weekly bonuses that are paid out. They're $100. So every time that you sign up a distributor, team member, someone who sells the products, and they get 2 customers in their first 30 days, you get $100. Okay, so let's say I sign up Veronica. She signs up 2 loyal customers in her first 30 days, so I get $100. I sign up Morgan. She gets 2 customers in her first 30 days. I get $100. Okay, but Morgan, just signed up 2 customers in her first 30 days, and then she turns around and signs up her cousin. Her cousin gets 2 customers in her first 30 days, so Morgan now gets $100 bonus, okay? So when you get Fast Start qualified, you're eligible for that. You don't just get $100 when you get 2 customers, but you're eligible for that when you sign up a team member, okay? With the second 2, so whenever you get 4 total, you are now eligible for all bonuses, including the Go bonus, the Go Fast bonus, and you also get 2 wrap rewards, because for every 2 loyal customers that you sign up for life, you get a wrap reward. So you get a box of wraps for $25, and you can go into your account anytime. I think they expire after like 90 days or 45 days. Honestly, I don't really know, but they expire, so just order them soon. You get a box of wraps for $25. So that means that you make $75 in wrap cash for every 2 loyal customers that you sign up and sell those wraps. Isn't that really crazy? So you sign up 4 customers, you're Fast Start qualified with the first 2. You are qualified for all bonuses with the second 2 once you sign up all 4. And you can make a total of $150 in wrap cash, not including the commissions check that you get from those customers whenever they sign up. That's pretty cool, right? That's how we make so much income with this business, because we unlock all of these extra bonuses right away. People think that, only people who've been in this business for over, a year can get bonuses. You can get bonuses in your first day. That's when you can get qualified for your very first bonus, okay? In just like a day when you sign up 2 customers. Okay. The steps of success are 4 customers, 4 new loyal customers, and 3 new distributors every month. I'll be the first to tell you, I have not been able to do that every single month, especially whenever I first started. That was a really big struggle for me, but that's what I always was shooting for. So what did that mean? It means that if I followed those steps of success every month, then I was able to go Ruby. I was able to continue to climb up those ranks, and that is exactly how you go all the way up to Ambassador Diamond. 4 new customers, 3 new distributors every single month, and there's no penalties if you don't do that. There's no quotas you have to meet. You're not going to get in trouble, but the company has simply given you that as a goal because they know that that is going to be how you make money. That's going to be how you can get to the top really fast, and that's going to be just an easy goal for you to achieve, and you should always be setting goals for yourself. Now in this business, I have bigger goals than just 4 customers and 3 distributors because I've been in for so long. I know I can sign up more than that, so I'm not going to set my goal at that anymore. I'm going to shoot higher, okay? So you can continue to do that. Once you sign your first 4 customers, let's say you do that in a week. You're not going to sit back and chill. You're going to say, okay, let's do 4 more customers. Let's do 4 customers each week, and maybe try to sign 16. Math. So just shoot for whatever you can reach. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to go Ruby, and we kind of did already, but signing up those 3 team members and teaching them how to get their first 4 customers, it's going to help them get to 400. Let me actually share my screen with you one more time. I'm going to go back to this Ruby chart over here. Nope. Right here. All right, so this is your Ruby chart. So you are up here at the top. Can y'all see my mouse? Okay, so this is you right here, all right? And you're going to sign 3 team members. So let's just say, your mom is here, your friend is here, and your coworker is here, okay? So you just put 3 people on your team, and you're going to help them all to sign up their very first 4 customers. That's going to help them reach 400 GV. GV just stands for group volume, okay? Group volume includes your retail customers, your loyal customers, your auto shipment, and then your team's retail customers, your team's auto shipments, and your team's loyal customers. Just everything in your downline is what your GV is, okay, group volume. You want them to grow their group volume by having their auto shipment turned on, getting them commissions qualified, and getting them for their first 4 customers. When they do that, they're going to be 400 GV, okay? So then this person right here, anybody, any of these 3 people right here, it doesn't matter who. So let's say, your best friend. She signs up a team member, and her cousin wants to sign up as a distributor. So you can have your best friend here, her cousin here, and then your mom and coworker. And then you're just going to need 1 more distributor here. And let's say you talk to some random girl on Facebook, and she's super interested in this business, and she really wants to sign up as a distributor, and she signs up. Well, guess what? You need 1 more person here in this box, because you have this box, this box, this box, and this box filled with people, okay? Every box on a chart represents a distributor, never a loyal customer, okay? So these are all distributors. Again, we have your best friend, your mom, and your coworker. And down here, your best friend signed her cousin, okay? And then you just signed this girl on Facebook. You can actually move her to your best friend to get yourself blocked in for Ruby. Blocked in just means that you have all the distributors that you need, and you just need them to get to 400 group volume each, okay? To do that, you teach them the steps to success. It's that simple. You're teaching your best friend, you're teaching your mom, you're teaching your coworker, you're telling them all, hey, guys, sign up your first 4 customers. Try to find 3 people who want to, grow their businesses and try to get an extra income for themselves. When they do, you're going to help them sign up their distributors, and they're going to sign up their distributors, teach them to get 400 group volume. And that's how you go Ruby. Okay. I know that's kind of a lot. It's kind of overwhelming, I'm sure, but it's not that hard and not that complicated. Go ahead and print one out and just try to follow the steps to success. When you do that, you're going to automatically go Ruby, okay? And once you start signing up distributors, the person who enrolled you is going to help you. They're going to grab a chart with you. They're going to show you their chart. They're going to have one at their house. You have one at your house, and you're going to talk about that together, okay? So again, don't feel like you have to know exactly how to go Ruby right now. Don't feel like you have to know what GV and PBV and Ruby and DT and LC. Don't feel like you have to know any of that stuff right now. Just focus on getting your first 4 customers, and the things I've talked about already are going to show you exactly how to do those things, okay? But I wanted to show you how to go Ruby, because if you can go Ruby, okay, if you know how to go Ruby and you go Ruby and you can teach 3 people how to do that, if you can teach 3 people how to go Ruby, you go Diamond and you get the $10,000 bonus. That's why I'm showing you how to go Ruby. Ruby is the most important rank in this whole entire business. Why? Because every single promotion is based on rubies, okay? You are a ruby, an emerald is 2 rubies, diamond is 3 rubies, double diamond is more rubies, and I don't know how many, but all, like even ambassador is made up of ruby. So just learn how to go Ruby and teach your team how to do that, okay? And that's how you get to the top in this business, or however far you want to go. If you're looking for pictures of before and afters, or pictures of products, things like that, we've got a ton of them in the Destined for Diamond page, okay? You should have been added to the Destined for Diamond page. Go there, click the info, and then you'll see photos. Then go to albums, and you'll just see tons of them. They have like different albums for different stuff, and you'll see product pictures. Click on that, go in and save a couple. Those are going to be really good pictures for you to be able to post on Facebook and Instagram. Same thing for distributor pictures. I have a lot of those. A really good goal is for you to post maybe 2 to 3 times a day to start out. So a product post a day, and a distributor post / like lifestyle post a day. If you can post 4 times, 2 about each, that's great. I actually have made a 31 days of posting document, and it has literally absolutely everything that you need to post, okay? It explains how to post, it explains how to use the document, and it talks about like what the importance of posting is, okay, which we kind of already know, because it's getting ourselves out there and it's opening the doors. We don't have an actual shop or like a storefront. So our Facebook, our Instagram, those things are our storefront, okay? So that's super important to use so that people know that you are still doing this business. They know about the products that we have, but posting isn't asking. So still be sure to message them and ask them if they're interested, talk to people who are following you, and, create relationships and ask. But posting is very, very important. And if you don't know what to post, the 31 days of posting has 2 product posts and 2 lifestyle, which is business posts, for every single day for 31 days, okay? And I've made it so that if every single one of you is doing it, they're still going to look different because they have fill in the blanks. They have like, here's an idea of what to post. I'll tell you where to get a picture from. Guys, I've literally broken it down as absolutely easy as I can. And that 31 days of posting document is on the Dare to be Diamond page, the one that I've created for my team, okay? You should have been added to that too. But if not, let your enroller know and you can be added. So no negativity on your Facebook page, no negativity on your Instagram. We don't want to hear about your everything that's falling apart in your life. We all have issues, and it's okay to be real with people and share your struggles, share about, why you joined this business, what you're struggling with, and things like that. But all the negativity and just saying, bad things about this person and the president and this thing that's going on and how you can't believe this person did that. There are so many other ways you can, talk about those things that's not on Facebook, because now you are representing this business, and that's not all that you are. You are not just a ItWorks distributor now, but that's a part of you, and everything that you do is a direct reflection of that. So just be very careful of what you say on social media, and just no negativity, no swear words all over the place, just vulgar images. You don't have to have that. Just find a different place for all of those things. Talked about being a product of the product. Just gonna make sure I said everything really quick. Get to events. I just showed you on the eSuite page on accident, but that was good. You can see on the eSuite all the different events that are coming up. You can go to the event, if you just Google ItWorks events, you'll be able to see them. There's One Team, One Missions that they have throughout the week on Tuesdays or Thursdays usually that are going to be in your area. If you have to drive an hour, that's definitely doable for a One Team, One Mission. All that is where you get tips and training and you meet other people, you get inspired. I remember going to my very first One Team, One Mission before I was even an executive, and I had no idea who anybody was. And I was so excited whenever I left there. I went executive that month and Ruby 2 months later. So that's such a good idea to do. If you can get there, get there. We do have Green Carpet coming up. That's June 22nd through the 24th. It's in Palmetto Beach, Florida. And it's at the Bradenton Conference Center or Convention Center or something. But I posted something in the chat about that. But Green Carpet, guys, I've never been, but I've been to conference, and conference is absolutely amazing. And I'll be at Green Carpet this year, but conference is amazing. It's just surrounded by people with the same mindset as you, with the same goals as you, people who understand this business, because we're surrounded every day with people who don't understand this business, right? So it's so encouraging to be around people who do. And a lot of times for me, these events are really eye-opening because we look at people who are ambassador diamonds like Jade Hooper, Alyssa Bilyeu, Erin Tweed, Susan Wade, and we're like, I can never do that. They're like fairy princesses or something. I could never do that. There must be something magical about them. And then you get around them and you're like, oh my gosh, they're literally real people just like I am. And they did this, so I can do it. And it just makes you feel so empowered to be around people who are just like you, who are at the very top of this company. And you're like, if they can do it, I can do it, because they are real people, okay? You're going to hear trainings. You're going to hear tips. It's going to be fun. It's on the beach. Hello. So if you can go to Green Carpet, go to Green Carpet. Tickets will be released this weekend, and they will probably sell out in the first day or two. So if you're going to do it, go ahead and get your tickets when they come out. I don't know what day, I don't know what time, but just kind of keep an eye out this weekend. Like I said on the chat, follow Mark Pentecost, follow the ItWorks page on Facebook. That's where you're going to be able to see all of these things. You can even change Mark Pentecost from seeing or following to see first, so that all of his posts pop up at the very beginning of your newsfeed all the time, so you can see when those go on sale. As soon as I see it, I'm going to be posting it everywhere so that y'all can see it so you don't miss it. But get those tickets, guys. I know for so many of you that is going to be a stretch. It's going to be a financial struggle for you to get there, but I promise you, if you can get there, your business will boom. Your business will change. And I tell my team this all the time, and a lot of you probably haven't heard me say this before because you're brand new, but real quick, whenever I was, it was November 2015. I had joined a little over a year ago at that time. So I joined in October 2014, but November 2015, I was ready to quit this business. Like, I literally was sitting at a Ruby, which was so weird because I was mad that I was a Ruby when that was way further than I ever thought that I would be, right? I joined this business for $100 a month, and I was making $600 a month on average and getting discouraged and like discontent with that, which I was so much further than I ever thought I'd be. But anyways, so I was getting ready to quit this business, but I had earned a free cruise from this business to go to Mexico, and it was in December. So I was like, hey, whatever, I'll just like stick it out till December. And then like, it'd be super awkward if I quit this business and then went on the free cruise that they gave me. So I'll just stick out this business, whatever. Went on that cruise. 2 months later, I promoted from Emerald to Diamond or from Ruby to Emerald and Emerald to Diamond in the same day, earned $22,000 in bonuses. And a week later, I quit my job, both jobs, working 65 hours a week, 9 a.m. to midnight, done. Have not clocked into a job since then. Go to events. If you can't go to green carpet, there's absolutely no way that you can like get there. If you have work stuff that, you know, I know one girl has like a work trip. She can't get out of that. That's obviously understandable. But if you can get there, I don't care if it's a sacrifice, like get there if you can get there. I don't mean if it's like super easy, then go, but like even if it's a little bit of a struggle, go. I'm going to make this as like affordable as possible because I want as many of you to go as I can. So I'm thinking like Airbnb, super cheap. Us all piling in, like hopefully they don't have like a person limit. Where we have a kitchen so we can grab, you know, sandwich stuff, like make sandwiches while we're there, not have to go out to dinner every single time. Like we'll go out and have fun, but we'll make it an option for those who don't want to spend a lot of money. They can eat, you know, sandwiches. We can cook food, have like a really nice, you know, steak meal one night and like I'll take care of that, or like a pizza night or something. We can have so much fun and we don't have to spend that much money. So just, you'll have to buy your plane ticket or gas to get there, and then your green carpet ticket. Don't know how much money those are going to be. I bought one last year and I ended up not being able to go because dumb here waited till the last minute to buy our plane ticket and they were $850. So couldn't swing that. Still would not swing that. But anyway, so if there are people like near you, depending on where you are, ask people on our team. There's a lot of people on this team from everywhere. So ask someone if they have, you know, extra room for you in their car, carpool with people, you know, split gas money, whatever you need to do, just get there. Keep it simple, guys. This business is fun. Have fun. If you're not having fun, then you need to just like take some time and be like, all right, like we're going to have fun with this. Don't feel like you have to know everything. Don't feel like you have to memorize the compensation plan before you can start posting. Don't feel like you have to start making money before you can start telling people about this business. Tell them what it's going to do for you. You don't, I mean, maybe you haven't made any money yet because you just joined, but you're going to make money. So tell people, you know, this is, like I woke up early this morning before I went to work and I'm starting to work my business and working my business on Instagram. And I'm so thankful that in 2 months, this won't have to be me anymore. I'll be able to quit my job, or I'll be able to work part-time instead of full-time. I'll be able to see my family more and focus on school, whatever it is. Tell everyone what this is going to do for you. Talk about that $10,000 bonus, guys. That's huge. And whether or not you believe that you can, I believe that you can. So borrow my belief and go ahead and claim that, even though, you know, so many times we set goals for ourselves and we don't meet them. And it's okay to not meet a goal that you set for yourself if you worked as hard as you can, but it's not okay to never ever set a goal. Okay. So let that be your goal, to get that $10,000 bonus, and go ahead and tell people, you know, I'm going to get that $10,000 bonus. Maybe you don't, and that's okay, because you probably, if you're going for that $10,000 bonus, you probably hit Ruby or Emerald on the way up there. Maybe you missed it by this much and you're going to get the $5,000 diamond bonus. Whatever it is, claim that. Claim that you're going to go Ruby this month, whatever it is. You're going to have highs and lows in this business. That's normal, okay? There have been times where I've been like, yeah, like cloud nine, this is awesome. And there have been times like, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, I don't even know. Why am I so like discouraged right now? You know, you're going to have highs and lows, but stay consistent, because the end results and the end goals and the, you know, the reward is so worth it. So stay with it. The only way that you can fail at this business is to quit. Okay. If you're having a hard day, if you're having a bad week, if you feel like you're not signing as many people as you should, that's not you failing. That's you learning. That's you planting seeds. That's you growing your business, and you're going to harvest that stuff later. But if you quit your business, you'll never be able to harvest what you've been sowing. So don't quit. Stay consistent, stay excited, and you're going to stay excited about loving the products and by joining things like this, like you're doing right now, where you're in the Zoom, where you're excited, you're seeing other team members, you're hearing different tips and things like that. So keep it simple, stay consistent, and remember your why. If you don't know what your why is yet, if you haven't been asked what that is, think long and hard about why you're doing this. And it can't just be a money amount. You can't just say, well, I'm doing this for $500. It needs to be more than the money, because the money is not going to be what drives you on those days where it's hard. You're going to be like, $500, never mind. But if you're like, I need $500 because that's going to pay off my student loan debt 10 years earlier, on those hard days, you're going to say, you know what, this is hard, but I want to pay off my student loan debt 10 years early. So I'm going to push through this low, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to, stay excited about this business, and I'm going to get connected with my team. I'm going to, start doing my own personal development, and I'm going to work harder, and I'm going to push past this, so you need to remember your why, and your why is going to change. Your why is going to grow because you're going to start hitting those goals that you've set for yourself, and you're going to have to start changing your why. Do you think my why is still $100 a month for gas money? No, because I have to change my why, because all my whys have happened. Guys, it's crazy with this business. Like, literally my very last why that I came up with was that I wanted to retire my boyfriend. After I had retired myself, I said, I'm going to retire my boyfriend. He's never going to have to work a job again. Boom, last month, did that. So now I'm like, what the heck? Like, what am I going to do? So I have to keep thinking of bigger things. And it's so crazy because this business teaches you to dream big. The world teaches you to dream small. They're like, college degree, may or may not love your job, probably going to hate it, sit in a cubicle for 45 years, still be paying off debt whenever you retire, if you retire at 65, and then live off your retirement and probably not have enough money to live off your retirement anyways, and then enjoy the last couple of years of your life. That's what the world tells you to do, and they're like, that's normal. That's okay. Just do that. That's what everyone else is doing. I don't know about you, but God created me for more than that, and God created you for more than that, and I want more than that out of this life. I don't want to work at a job that I hate for 40 years, and a lot of people, maybe watching this, and you're like, I love my job. Like, I'm so passionate about what I do. Then you do that and do ItWorks on the side. Even if you're an ambassador diamond and you love what you do, you can still do ItWorks on the side, because God gave you that passion for a reason. God put the passion of ItWorks within me because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I've been called for. But maybe this is just like a separate calling for you. Maybe this isn't completely all that you're supposed to be doing, and maybe you're called to be a nurse, but to make an extra income, make your ends meet, whatever it is, you're going to do ItWorks on the side. So whatever your passion is, pursue that and let ItWorks be part of that passion. So anyways, that was a little extra for you, but anyway, so does anybody have any quick questions? It's a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but we did get started a little bit late. So does anyone have any questions? You can just unmute yourself if you do. No question is dumb. You're all brand new, so you're all going to have a lot of questions starting off, and that's totally fine. So go ahead and ask questions if you have them. I'll be happy to answer them. Now's the time to ask. Anybody?
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so I haven't signed any distributors or anything yet, but when we do we can we add them to all of the groups and stuff that were already that you have added as?
So what I do with my distributors, and some of you may have noticed this, when you join, I ask you, what's your why? And then I say, okay, so I'm going to add you to a couple of our support groups. And at that point, I add you to Diamonds Are Forever and Destined for Diamond, okay? Diamonds Are Forever is Susan Wade. She's our Ambassador Diamond upline. She has created that page for us. It's got tons of people in it and lots of really good tips. She's a number 10 income earner. Really great page. Destined for Diamond is the page that our presidential diamond upline and all of us diamonds, we all run that page. So it's a little bit smaller, a little more close knit, just more people that I actually know. So Destined for Diamond is that page, and I help run that page. So I really wanted y'all to be a part of that. And it's got like a lot of good posts and like pictures and stuff. And then when I see that they are, not that they've signed anyone, like maybe they haven't signed a customer yet, maybe they haven't signed a distributor yet, but I can tell like, they're like, okay, yeah, I'm done with my training. Like, let's do this. And they're like excited. Then, I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what? We have this VIP chat. I would love to add you to it. It's for people who really, really want this business, for people who want to run. And I would love for you to be added. Is that okay? And then they say yes. And then I add them to the chat and Dare to be Diamond, which is just my page for just us, just basically for announcements. Because there's so many other trainings and tips and stuff. I'll give you some tips, but it's mostly for just announcements that I need y'all to see. Our team is way too big for a chat now because, I mean, I like the chat because it's really good for us to talk and for us to get, you know, get like used to one another and get excited and whatever, but I really need a page to talk to y'all in and do incentives and things like that. So I would do it separate, because if you're like, okay, I'm gonna add you to Diamonds Are Forever, Destined for Diamond, Dare to be Diamond, and Shine Bright Like a Diamond, they're gonna be like, never mind, yeah. Block. So I would just like easily introduce them to all of those, just so they're not overwhelmed. You're welcome. That was a good question. Does anybody else have any questions? It can literally be about anything we talked about tonight or something totally random that we didn't talk about, but you're like, I wish you would have talked about this. I would have been wondering about this, or I made you think of something. No? Okay. Let me go ahead and stop the recording.